Hi, my name is Liam, and I am attending Life Design Lab at Morristown High School as a sophomore. When I chose my electives last year as a freshman, I had no idea what life design was about. My guidance counselor made it sound interesting, so I took it. When the school year began, my first impression of this class was that it seemed to be a class where we answered questions and wrote journals. However, I soon realized it had turned into a class about managing yourself without the guidance of others, and actually having the freedom of making a project about something you are interested in. Now you may be asking, if you had the freedom to make a project about something you found intriguing, then what did you make your project about? Let me tell you. My project is about photography of a variety of different subjects and practicing different composition techniques within each photo. So how did I choose my project topic? Before I answer that, one thing to mention first is that I was indecisive at the start of the year in terms of choosing a topic for my project that I would be interested in and follow through with. In the beginning of the year, when I was asked what I wanted my project to be about prior to the proposal presentation, I said something vague like starting a business. I didn't follow through with this idea and decided to do something else that I found interesting: photography. Why did I choose this topic as my project? Well, it's because my grandpa was a photographer and I found astrophotography, which is a type of photography, very interesting prior to this project because it looked appealing to me. However, making my project about astrophotography would mean buying a ton of equipment and would be way too expensive for me, so I chose the next best thing: regular photography. So then, what would I be taking pictures of? Well, throughout my project, I took varying styles of pictures and of different subjects: some of my dogs, cats, and some birds, and other miscellaneous things. Regarding my subject choice, I chose to take pictures of birds because my grandpa was also a bird photographer. During the whole process, it was very difficult because I struggled with procrastination, and this project of mine was something I did not and could not procrastinate. So, did I progress through the year without procrastinating? Well, to put it simply, no. And that was a major obstacle in my journey that I had to overcome. There were many issues that came up while I was progressing through the year. At some points during the year, I was doing nothing with my project, and it is unfortunate that I have to admit that. I felt stuck, yet not at the same time. I had the ability to do almost anything I wanted with the project, but I kept getting hindered by issues like feeling like I did not have enough time, not having the motivation, and just not wanting to do photography. This was a topic that appealed to me, so then what was I doing wrong? Well, I figured out the answer to that question. Turns out I was just approaching it the wrong way. Instead of thinking about what I had to get done, I thought about what I could get done in a certain amount of time. This instantly dealt with the feeling like I didn't have enough time problem, because I wasn't shoving a big portion of work into a small amount of time. I also developed a time management strategy that wouldn't have me doing large portions of work on the weekends. I set up a schedule where I would do certain things some days and different things on others. For my project, this would mean I was taking the photo one day and editing it the next. Now, with me not having to do long, tedious tasks occasionally, I could feel motivated to actually do stuff regarding my project. When I came up with these strategies, I slowly began to chip away at what I wanted to get done by the end of the school year. However, the thing is, I didn't start practicing these strategies and actually doing my project until early January. At this point, half of October and the entirety of November and December had passed for me to start my project. I guess that is where the procrastination took its toll. Yet, despite this, I still had some stuff to show on each progress check night. I kept working over the course of the next few months. Spring break rolled around, and I got a major portion of what I wanted to get done. Then April rolled around, and I was told I had to present all my work at the end of the month. I thought I had May as well, but the supposed deadline was sooner. I began to rush my work, but then realized, what is the point of rushing work? If I can't finish my project, then that is okay. It was also at this point that I noticed something. I had made my project about photography, and usually photography isn't something that has a definite deadline. So I took this as a chance to take a break from the project and start working on my POL, which brings us to where we are today. Now, what do I take away from this project, and what is my plan moving forward? The primary thing that I learned from this project, and this class as a whole, is that I struggle with doing long-term projects independently. I've noticed that I solely rely on a rubric, which doesn't really build any creativity in me. I struggle when I am told vaguely what to do, and dislike planning out something. Besides what I have noticed, I have also learned some things that I can continue using for high school, college, and future jobs. I learned that if I really try hard enough, I can problem solve efficiently. Now let me step away from what I have learned and talk about my plan moving forward. I hope to continue working on photography, even if it's not a project for school or something I make money from, because I want to continue doing something that I found interesting and hard to start in the beginning. It is important to acknowledge that I have learned and improved in some habits. However, what is important is how I continue to improve them and what I take from this project overall. This project taught me better ways of managing my time and going about longer term projects. It also taught me how to be independent and create something without a rubric or guideline. And that would be my experience with this project for this class. Thank you.